Hey friends, welcome to a new video. Today I'm drawing some witchy autumn stuff and I hope you want to come along. So recently I got into the habit again to sketch some stuff, to maybe just do art again for fun, because I always felt like obligated to do art, especially when I started my bullet journal and had to, or kind of forced myself to do cover pages. Because I thought, oh, well, I'm not drawing anymore, or I'm not drawing enough, or I don't have a place where my drawings could go. And so I thought, yeah, doing something monthly is kind of cool, right? Turns out that cover pages aren't that cool, because you have to have a finished product, right? You have to have a finished painting that you want to stick into your bullet journal. And of course, you put some pressure on yourself because you want to have something nice, something that motivates you to use your bullet journal again, to track your habits, to just use it and do your stuff, to motivate you to do other stuff. Because, yeah, I used my bullet journal, or I'm still using my bullet journal to track what I have to do, to make to-do lists, to get me motivated to train or to go to the gym, so that I can tick a box. Um, yeah, but having to draw something for that made it harder, made it actually in a way that I didn't want to start, because there was the pressure that I needed to finish it, needed to paint it, needed to color it and everything. And that kind of sucked all the fun out of it. And I actually discovered that doing a page with those items like I did, or like just draw some items in a theme or something, is really rewarding, because you can just finish one item and leave the page. Leave it for tomorrow, leave it for next week. I don't know. I don't care. Um, but you can just finish something, and those items, like, there are some items on this page I don't like that much, but most of them I like. And if you don't like them, just replace them with something. And I thought it's actually really great to get out of an art block, because there are many items that look cool, like those pumpkins, but they are actually not that hard to draw or to color in, because you just have to do basic shading. There are just 2 to 3 colors in every item, and that's all you have to do, and it turns out nice. So if you're feeling like kind of art block or something, I really suggest to just you go search something up, use a theme or something, and just draw some items. And there's actually another thing you can cheat with. If you do plant or organic stuff, you can actually use the wobbles you're doing, the lines you cannot do perfectly. You can use them to just make it look more realistic, because organic stuff isn't perfect. There aren't straight lines in organic stuff. If your hand is wobbly, just pretend it's the way it should be. And that's actually something I really used with the stems that are going up from the pumpkins. And it makes them look more realistic. And it's actually really fun to just go along, just draw something, doodle something from your head, and it still looks nice. It still looks realistic, because it's just organic. It's fine if you just mess it up. As you can see, the pumpkins are almost finished. I'm just doing some shadows on the stem, and I actually used a reference for that. I put it on the screen if I can find it, but I don't think so. I actually don't know if it was from Pinterest actually, or if it was from a YouTube video I watched. I don't know. I hope I can find it. If I don't, please don't hate me. So I actually used another editing style for this video. Yeah, I started editing this video 3 weeks ago, I think. Maybe a month ago. I don't know. Time flies. But after that, I changed the editing style. Maybe you recognize it because it's a little bit faster. I thought I will do the pumpkins a little bit slower so you can see how I do them, and because I like them the most, to be honest. But after that, it's getting a little bit faster, and I hope you like it. Please tell me in the comments what you think of how I edited this. Actually, for this video especially, I recognized how crazy it is, how much time you can put into a painting and how fast it looks onto the screen. So most of the coloring I'm doing is in real time, and I just put some cuts into it. Yeah, now it's real time again. That leaf was two times fastened, but I'm actually coloring quite slow, and it's crazy. It's like this footage was like 7 hours, I think, 6 or 7 hours for just some items. I mean, I didn't hurry or something, but you can watch all those 7 hours, what I accomplished in this time in 20 minutes. Isn't that crazy? Am I the only one who thinks that's crazy? Huh? Maybe I'm just an idiot and I think stuff is crazy and you think it's normal. Maybe. But I think it's still crazy. Yeah, but maybe it just feels that way because I did it myself. Hmm. I'm overthinking again. You know, overthinking stuff is great. Talking about overthinking, I just did this voiceover for. I'm just doing this for the 5th time. So, yeah, that's because I was just overthinking what I said and what if I should have said that or if I shouldn't. And then I got into a spiral talking about overthinking, and there I am again. So let's go back to the drawing until I end up in a death spiral talking about overthinking. As you can see for the room, I also just laid down the lighter colors and then made more details with the darker colors and went darker and darker with every step. Oh, and I thought it would actually be really nice if you could tell me in the comments if you like seeing the colors I'm using, because I kind of struggle putting them on. Not that I forget, but that my camera focuses on the color name and on the cap that I'm holding and not on what I'm drawing. And maybe I'm just too dumb to use my camera to adjust the focus and everything. But I mean, the easiest fix would be not holding in the color names. So please tell me in the comments if you use it, or if you just like having them there, or you are just a hand fetishist and like looking at my hands, but they would show anyways. So you would be fine either way, I guess. So now that I've talked for nearly 10 minutes straight about just weird stuff, I can maybe resume to my drawing like I just tried to. Um, but I'm always getting kind of lost in weird stuff. I think that's just me. Yeah, but you can see that I actually really struggled with doing those ropes. I have those ropes again at the top left for the paper roll, and ropes are just really detailed, and I always struggle on how much detail I should put in. And wood is actually really easy, maybe also because it's just organic and you can put some colors down and then you put some darker colors down and you leave some light areas and some dark areas, and then you end up with a wooden texture, but yeah, ropes are just weird to draw. And if I do them realistically, I would use, I don't know, pencil, I think. You could also use alcohol markers and then make the details with pencil, but then I would have to make them bigger or so that I can just put more detail in it. Yeah, ropes are weird, like me. For this antler, crazy that I could think of that vocabulary and then mess up vocabulary. Oh, damn it. Pronunciation issues. Again. And yeah, I just dotted the antler with colors and everything so that it kind of gets that more texture. So it looks like it has a little bit more texture. I just messed up this voiceover and then used explicit language. But yeah, I would have shown you because it was actually kind of funny because I couldn't think of words and was like, ah. But yeah, YouTube doesn't allow explicit language, so I'm redoing this part of the voiceover. So with this kettle, I was actually kind of struggling because I wanted the light from the flame to reflect from the kettle itself, and the flame should be kind of pinkish. But then I wanted a contrasting color below the kettle to be like bluish. That's why I used 2 different gray tones or 3 different gray tones to at first color the kettle. And as you can see, it didn't really work at first. So I continued and just colored the flame so that maybe the kettle gets easier somehow, or I have the courage again to do the kettle. And I think it turned out okay, but yeah, the flame is fixing the kettle, I guess. Just look at the flame, ignore the kettle itself. As you may hear, I'm kind of proud of the flame. And when I'm looking at it from voiceover perspective, I actually think that it's really cool that there are those flames facing each other, the small ones, and they're looking just like teeth. And now I'm kind of inspired to do a flame monster, like a kettle and a flame, and then a monster just being made out of the flame, or maybe just a smoke monster being made of smoke, like an elementary spirit or something. I mean, that sounds cool, and you could probably. I'm always thinking about my D&D campaign. I'm actually writing a D&D campaign myself at the moment, and it's kind of fun to just think of stuff my players can encounter and everything. Yeah, maybe sometime I'm telling you about this campaign, or I'm actually just releasing it. Publish it. So you can just download it and have fun playing D&D, I guess. Yeah. I didn't even say something about the staff. I did a staff out of wood, and it looks like wood. Isn't that cool? Yeah, now I'm doing the witch's head. The thing that you can see I'm painting right now, coloring. Words are lacking in my brain. Yes, I'm coloring this witch head, and I just went in with the light colors and then the dark colors, and I actually thought it's kind of hard to do a witch's head when it's like, when the edges are twisted like that, when there's no head inside, because then that where the hole for the head is, it just looks kind of weird, right? Because it should be dark and you would probably see the hole where the head goes in, but That also sounds weird, or would probably look weird. Yeah, I struggled, but I think you can look at it without your eyeballs falling out. So I would call it a success, I think. And for this leaf, the plan was to make the edges dark and then make the whole leaf kind of brownish orange. And it didn't go as planned, so I thought I just make it brown and fix everything with colored pencil. Yeah. It didn't go as planned, like this voiceover, for example. Then I discovered that the darkest black I'm using for the tea bag string, is it called like that? For this string you can see coming out of the teacup, was too big. So I hoped I can fix it later with fine liner. And please ignore the crystals and the glasses I put down, because I'm not that happy about them, but they fill the space, so they're fine. They're allowed to be there, but they don't need to have extra spotlight, I think. Yeah, and this is the paper roll I talked about, and the string is kind of weird, and or the rope, it's more a rope than a string, right? And I just put down some darker colors in dots to mimic the texture of the rope, but yeah, I think it was a semi-success. And that was the coloring. I hope you enjoyed, and now I'm going in with fine liners, just lining some stuff, you know what people do with fine liners, and with pencils actually too, because I like colored pencils more than black fine liner, because it just makes it feel more cozy. It's not that hard on the painting, you know? You know what I mean? I'm kind of so bad in explaining stuff today that I just feel like it's on purpose, but it absolutely isn't. I'm just bad at explaining stuff. Yeah, I am doing some fine line stuff, as you can see, and I had this crazy glittery silver pencil actually I found in my collection of pencils. And I actually used it for the glasses and the kettle. Yes, that's how it's called. And I think it looks really nice, but I don't think that you can see it very well. But trust me, this looks really nice in person. And now that this video is nearly over, I actually can think of something I want to tell you. I am listening to Sentence to Troll, the series, and at the moment I'm at book 5. I'm listening on Audible, and it's really cool. If you like literature RPGs, I would really suggest to read it, or to listen to it. It's just really cool, and I'm considering making some fan art of it. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you liked it, even though my voiceover was kind of weird, please leave a like and a comment and consider subscribing. So I hope to see you next time. Bye!